Hi Gemini, welcome to September. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. Before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy and create some sacred space around this reading. So this month we have a new moon in Virgo on September 6th. Mars moves into Libra on the 16th. We have a full moon in Pisces on the 20th. And then Mercury, your ruling planet, goes retrograde on the 27th. But we'll get into that later. Let's see what the cards say. What does Gemini need to know about love and relationships for the month of September 2021? What is coming up for Gemini for September 2021? What does Gemini need to know about love and relationships for the month of September? Okay, let's see what we have here. The Wheel of Fortune. The Page of Wands. The Ten of Cups. The Tower. That's in the past, so don't worry. The Ace of Wands. The Ten of Swords. The Knight of Cups. The Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the World. Wow. And the card at the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Pentacles. A lot of change going on this month. Okay, so you have the Wheel of Fortune crossed by the Page of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune is a card of, I feel like you've just you've been through the mill, okay? There are a lot of, the Tower energy is in the past. So, that's a card of breaking down and rebuilding. And sometimes the Tower, it comes in as a shock. Like you suddenly wake up. It's like a wake-up call. And you experience something, it could be a blow to your ego, or it could be you just suddenly wake up to the truth about something. Because I feel like you could have been in a relationship. You have the Ten of Cups here. And then suddenly something happened, and you may feel like everything was destroyed and you have to rebuild from scratch, from ground zero. You thought you were in a happy situation, or you thought you were in a secure situation, and then the Tower moment comes. But you have positive energy coming up in the future. You have new beginnings. So even though this might have been traumatic change, or it might not even if it's not traumatic, it's just major change. You may you're not living life in the same way. Like an old way of life is over. And you have the Ten of Swords here, which is like you can't give it anymore. You're at the end of the road in one situation. The Ten of Swords energy is like, I can't give this any more energy. I'm done. I'm flattened. I'm done. I need to, but the good thing is things can't get worse. You have these two tens, so something definitely ended, either a relationship or some situation. And it may have come as a surprise to you, or it just may have been, you suddenly woke up and freed yourself from something. But now you're free to build again, to follow a new path. And that's what the Tower is here for. Sometimes we hold on to things that are just not working because for whatever reason, it could be security or a sense of obligation. Or you've been there a long time, you're comfortable. But it's really not the right path for us. So when the Tower comes along, if you're not the agent of change in your life, then you become the victim of change. Because the universe wants you to grow. The universe wants you, or God, or the divine, whatever, concept, whatever label you want to put on it, it's the same energy. They want you to be your best self. Nobody wants you to be suffering in a situation where you're not growing and you're not expanding and learning and, advancing in a good way. So if you found yourself in some kind of an oppressive situation, or you're stuck in some way, and you're not making plans to change it, sometimes things come about to force you out of a situation that you've been holding on to for too long. And even though at the time you may think, oh, this is the worst thing that ever happened to me, later on, you'll see that it puts you on a new path that leads you to things that you would have never experienced if this didn't happen. So if you're coming out of a bad situation, don't worry, because it's like the worst is over. You can only go up from here. And you have this Ace of Wands. This is a new beginning, new energy coming in. Maybe even unexpectedly, because you have the Wheel of Fortune here. The Page of Wands. This is a message. You actually have 2 pages. Here's the Page of Pentacles. So you're going to be hearing some good news this month. Maybe someone might reach out to you, or you might decide to reach out to someone else. I feel like if you were dealing with, you might have been dealing in the past with maybe some, either a water or a fire energy, but the new energy coming in could be earth, because I'm seeing the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles here. But it could be also water, because I'm seeing the Queen of Cups. But don't get too hung up on, the signs. Let's talk about the energy, what the energy is. Page of Wands energy is definitely a message. So it's a message. It's a message of good news. So unexpected good news is coming in this month. Could be connected with a career, because the Ace of Wands is here. But it could also be a new beginning in a relationship, or whatever's starting. It's like you're planting a seed. The aces are seeds. So you're going to be planting the seed of something new this month. It may not come to fruition this month, but you're starting out. So it's like the start of something, especially with all these pages. You have the Page and the Knights. So it's like the beginning stages of something. So you've already, you're coming to the conclusion, okay, I've got to stop giving the past my energy. The past is over. It's done. I need to start to rebuild. You even have the World here, which I'll get to, but the World is also about completing a cycle. So, and you have these 2 tens plus the World. Something is ending. Something that it might have been good at one time, but it's like you're done. You've put all the energy you can. You've gone as far as you can go along this path. It's time for a new path. It's time for a new beginning. And if you've been resisting it, sometimes the Tower comes in. And the Tower doesn't always, sometimes it could just mean you see the writing on the wall, and you realize, I have to make some changes. I can't do this anymore. So the Ace of Wands is that new energy coming in. Now, the Ace of Wands as a time card is usually March. So I think that, take your time, because I think you're still feeling the energy of this Tower moment. I think you're wanting to plant seeds, but you don't want to rush into anything. So just take your time, do whatever healing. And if you're planning something new, if you're planting seeds, you may not see fruition until next year, or but keep doing the work. Like the Knight of Pentacles energy is someone who shows up every day, keeps doing the work, like takes everything one day at a time. You just do what you can do today, tomorrow, the next day, and before you know it, you're going to be in this place of the World. Because the World is about everything coming together, and you're moving up to a new level. You're existing in a state of grace. So I feel like you haven't gotten there yet, but because you're still having some residual energy over something that ended, that you have to process. And you have the Knight of Cups here. That's a card of a proposal, romantic proposal. It could mean someone's offering you something. But it's in your negative thinking sector, so maybe you're not ready for it. Maybe you're still, you're still in the healing mode or something. And you have the Page of Pentacles. This is a card of the student. So you might be thinking about maybe picking up some new skills, or you might be dealing with someone who's just at the beginning stages. Someone who's very down to earth, very stable. If you were involved with like a drama queen or king, this is different energy. It may not be as exciting as whatever you've experienced in the past, but it will be more stable and more grounded. And the Page is about being open to the new, being open to learning, And so maybe you might even meet if you're not in a relationship and you're looking for love, it could be that you meet someone while you're out, taking a class somewhere or learning new skills. You take a workshop and you connect with someone. Now, in your wish fulfillment sector, you have the Queen of Cups. And I feel like this person's connected to the past. I feel like you haven't really gotten over that person yet. Or you're letting your heart rule your head. Like, you're not really, like, you want to be open to the new, but your heart is still feeling compassion for the past or the past person. So, at some point, though, in the future, in September, you're going to have this Ten of Swords experience where you're going to realize, I can't go anymore. I can't. Like, you might be still trying on some level. At some point, you're going to realize that you need to let go and stop giving the past energy and put your energy into this Ace of Wands. But I feel like you're going to be open to new things in September, that new opportunities are going to come to you. The question is, are you going to accept them? So, the worst is over, and be prepared for the new energy coming in. Let's see what the astrology has to say. So you have a new moon in Virgo in your 4th house. That's the house of home, family, your home base. And you've got Mars going in the 4th house as well. So you might be doing a lot of work around the house. Maybe you're doing some construction, or you're feeling energized. Maybe you're fixing up a new place with Mars there. And this new moon, it gives you an opportunity to create a new home for yourself, a new environment. And it's trine Uranus in the 12th house. So Uranus in the 12th, it's like you're releasing past baggage. You're being freed from past psychological baggage, or anything that was secretive or hidden, or anything that's like hidden enemies. The 12th house is hidden enemies. How we self-sabotage, anything that's secretive, that we're like our blind spots that we're not aware of. So I feel like you have a new beginning to have some insight into your psychological makeup. And you may come out with like a new understanding of how you need to focus your energy and create you have a new beginning with the home and family. So maybe you're understanding some of the psychological patterns that have been affecting you in some way, and you're working on it, and you have a chance for a new beginning. Venus is going to be in your 5th house with Mercury. So that's great for children. It's great for romance. It's great for fun, going out and having fun. And Mercury is trine Jupiter, and Jupiter is in the 9th house. So when I was talking about, higher education, long distance travel, you may decide to take a trip with someone, or you might decide to take some classes. Now, Pluto's in your 8th house, and it's squaring Venus in the 5th, so there could be some power struggles over money, connected with either children or a creative project, or even romance. Sometimes, though, you could be attracted to someone where you have powerful feelings for this person, but you're afraid of the intimacy, you're afraid of the connection because it's too strong. Saturn is in your 9th house, also with Jupiter, and it's sextile Chiron in your 11th. Chiron's the wounded healer. So you may have some wounds around friendship and abundance and manifesting a dream. Maybe you're kind of, but you have a chance to create something for yourself. You just have to think positive. And maybe friends can help you heal. If you're going through a difficult time with a relationship that ended, Chiron brings healing. So, and it's in your 11th house, so it's good to get out and join groups, get together with friends. That will help the healing process. Mars in your 4th house is trine Pluto in the 8th. So if you're trying to, you might be trying to find some kind of financial backing for, maybe looking for a loan to, or some kind of financial support to do some changes around home and family, like your house. If you need a mortgage or you want to buy a new house. Because this new moon, I mean, it's a great time. If you're looking for a new home or you're looking to fix up your home, this is a good time to get financial support for that. But it's a good time to start it anyway. Then we have Mars goes into Libra in the middle of the month, and it'll move into your 5th house. So it moves out of the 4th, you finish the work on the house, and now you're ready for love. Mars in the 5th is like a sexual attraction, or it could be that you're focused on your children. Your energies are focused on your children. But the full moon is happening in your 10th house, and it connects with Neptune before it becomes full. So, and then you have the sun in the 4th. So there's you have a challenge of work-life balance. Things come to completion. I feel like you're completing something around career and home at the time of the full moon. So you might be finishing up a project around the house, or you might be bringing certain things might come to light. Some certain information that was hidden from you may come out around the full moon, around work or home. So Neptune with the moon, you're very intuitive. So trust your intuition this month, especially around the full moon. If someone has been deceiving you or not been totally honest, that truth might come out around the full moon. That has to do with your career. Again, we have Mars trining Saturn now in the 9th. So if you're hooking up with someone romantically, it could be someone that you meet through higher education, through long distance travel, through some kind of spiritual path. But it could also be someone with an age difference, someone who's of a different culture than you. You might have different belief systems. This is for those who are not in a relationship. As I feel like it's more of if it's a new relationship, like a new romance, because the 5th is new. And Mars is forming a grand trine. So it's Mars in the 5th, Saturn in the 9th, and the North Node in the 1st. This is an air trine. Grand trines usually bring abundance. So if you're meeting with someone, or I feel like the energy of the grand trine is more about polishing your skills or learning new things. And that's going to bring you abundance. Or if it doesn't bring you abundance, it might bring you love. Or it might bring you to a path where you're being more creative. Because Mars in the 5th house is about creativity, like expressing, self-expression. So you might be, if you left one job that was kind of boring or it wasn't working, you might be doing something more creative now that feeds your soul, that you feel like, oh, I really love this work. And so you might even decide, I want to learn more. I want to be able to do it better. And you might take some classes around a project or subject that really interests you. And I feel like that's going to really change the way you appear to the world, the way you present. You might change your whole persona. Maybe everybody saw you in one capacity and now they're seeing you as a creative person, Mercury's in your 5th house, so you could be attracting a mercurial person, someone that you have a good communication with. Maybe you're writing. You're deciding to do some writing, creative writing. You could be attracting a Virgo or a Gemini like yourself, or you could be Mercury's about communicating, writing, technology even. Maybe you're deciding to get into technology. And Mercury is trine Jupiter, so if you decide to go back to school, this is a great time to do that. Or if you decide to travel, because the 9th house is also about travel, like getting out of your comfort zone, exploring new places, exploring new things, get out of town. So it's time to get out of town and experience a different type of culture or different ideas. Venus is in your 6th, so if you're still working, Venus in the 6th can bring greater harmony in your day-to-day work life, but it's opposing Uranus in the 12th. So I feel like there could be some psychological issues around love or money that you need to work out. If it's a health issue, Venus can sometimes relate to the foods that you eat and blood sugar. So you might want to, cut down on the sugar, cut down on the sweets, or look at your diet. If you feel like anything, go to a doctor, get checked out. Not to worry anyone, it's not a major thing, but but the 6th house is also health, and Venus usually represents, eating rich foods, and it can affect your blood sugar levels, so you don't want to you just want to look at your diet. But this grand trine with Mars is pretty positive, and then you have Mercury. Now Mercury's squaring Pluto this month, And Mercury is in your 5th house, squaring Pluto. Where is Pluto? In Capricorn. So Pluto's in your 8th house. You could have some power struggles around money or inheritance. Like maybe you were expecting to get a certain kind of pension or payout, and it's not, and you're finding out that things are not working out the way you wanted to, or you have to sign a contract that has to do with maybe a loan from the bank, and whoever's holding the purse strings is wielding the power. So you might have some kind of power struggle. Maybe you have to jump through certain hoops to get the money that's owed to you, or to get the contract signed, or to get the support that you think you need. But usually, like the full moon in Pisces, with this full moon, you're going to start to see greater clarity. If you've been living in a dream world, you're going to see the truth. The truth will come out. But it could also mean, because Pisces is also about compassion and creativity and like art, music. So you could be on a new path where you're expressing your best self, where you're being more creative. And, you're feeling very inspired. And your career takes a new direction where you're doing something that's more creative and more fulfilling in your, it feeds your soul. So I would say don't worry about the past and the major changes that you've gone through, and embrace the new beginnings that are coming up this month. And don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to try something new, to even if it's totally different than anything you've ever done before, because you have this world card. So everything's going to work out in the end, and you're going to feel like, I don't know why I waited so long, because now I'm really enjoying my life. So the Tower is going to fade. Whatever you went through in the past, that's going to fade. And you're going to be coming into a new environment where you're going to be on a better path, both in relationships and even in career and even in the type of work that you do. So I feel like education and learning, maybe you're even teaching. If you're older, you might be teaching what you know, because the 9th house is also about teaching. You could be following a new spiritual path. I feel like that's going to be important this month. Getting on the right track, getting on the right path, but doing something that you love. That's the key. Do something that you love. Connect with people that love you back. Connect with work that you love. And you'll be this person existing in a state of grace. That's what she's doing. She's like, it's a completion where you feel, it's a happy completion. It's not a disaster completion, It's where, I'm doing my best work, I'm loving life. And that's where that's your goal. And that may happen toward, like, you may not experience that, like you're planting seeds now, but you'll experience that maybe next year, like by next spring. You'll be on a whole new path, and you'll be loving it. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, Gemini. If you did, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, leave a comment, let me know if this resonated with you. If you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website, and we'll get you on the schedule. If you're new, welcome. And I want to just say thank you, everyone who has been supporting this channel. I hope you've been enjoying the readings, and I wish you nothing but success. Leave the past behind. The best is yet to come. So that ends my reading, and I'll talk to you again next month. Oh, and no, that's it. That's it. I'm sorry. So next month. Bye.